The main thing that would have kept me from my personal breakthrough would have been staying in my head. It could bring you to stalemate in your own recovery. And I wanted an opportunity to breathe through that, and somatic release breathwork was that very thing. I was in a place where I had exited a bad relationship, exited a difficult work situation, and I had tried the traditional things successfully: counseling, talking to mentors, more rigorous of a workout, and those things were all beneficial. But I knew, even through consistency with those, I'd gotten to a place where I wanted something that would transcend more than grounded in body. I also wanted more than knowledge and tips. I wanted a revelation, to hear my own truth. So when I was invited to a somatic breathwork experience, and I was already a fan of breathwork, the pranayamas, the Wim Hof, Tumo, box breath. I was already doing several modalities. I was a fan of those. So when I was invited to a somatic release session in a group, I was looking to be guided by my inner truth. Connect with source, connect with God. It's not that you can't connect with those sources of wisdom without breath work. But like I said, in my own research, I feel like I had done everything, tried everything. I was working for the federal government at that time, and so traveling to experience Aya or other plant medicines, it just was out of the question at the time. Already familiar with those breathwork modalities, I was very interested in an opportunity, an experience that would diminish the protective ego that all of us have. And the ego isn't a bad thing, it serves its purpose. It's that protective mechanism that says, get out of the road. There's a car that's coming, or it's time to change your underwear, or go brush your teeth. You're going into an interview, you're going on a date. The ego has its place. But when it is too protective, it could bring you to stalemate in your own recovery. And I wanted an opportunity to breathe through that, and somatic release breathwork was that very thing. So, ego loss, I wanted a deeper connection with my feelings, my emotions, because I was so much in a logic state. I wanted to understand how relationships work and how the body produces dopamine and oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins through workouts. I mean, these are all wonderful things, but I wanted something where it didn't have to be on a cognitive level. I wanted to have a genuine spiritual experience where I didn't have to be anything for anyone. I just wanted to be true to myself. And that's what my experience was when I participated in this somatic breathworks, was that I didn't hear all the thoughts. I breathed through, this is a waste of time. This is silly. What am I doing? This is hard work. I continued to just breathe through that. And I got to a place where I relaxed. I did let go of, does this make logical and rational sense? And I just started to feel. I felt in my body, fully inhabit my soma, my body. And I was aware of all of myself. And then I was able to feel where the pain was. The guide was so wonderful, talking about taking time to feel where there's pain. And this is not, some kind of badge of honor that we would celebrate the pains that we had. Oh, this pain, I'm just such a survivor, and I survived this, and my pain is worse than yours. And it was none of that. It was feeling the pain, to acknowledge it, to bring light to it, where we might have buried it, to survive, to get through a work day, to get through the grocery store, to get through all the things we need to do in life. I was able to bypass those things. I really got to hear what I needed to release, how to forgive myself, how to then receive new inspiration. And I think the inspiration might have already been inside, but what the somatic release does in this breath work is that if the inspiration is there, this amplifies it, it puts a spotlight on it, and it removes the other distractors. All the things that we have on a checklist, those were removed. And it was just the one thing I needed to focus on. And then coming out of that experience, absolutely felt lighter, because I did release things that I was not able to release during 4 to 6 months of counseling sessions. And I always had some kind of workout routine or some kind of sport that I was in. And those do bring some positive chemicals. They do bring that dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. They do bring that. Validation brings a dose of dopamine. But it paled in comparison to the effects of what I experienced in this somatic release, because I did the work. I did the guiding. I tapped into me. I guided myself into every layer of, okay, do I want to go deeper into this? Do I trust this process? And every time I said yes, I had a bit more of revelation and a deeper truth about myself was revealed, about an experience, about a resentment, about a joy that I forgot about. Those kinds of things came to the surface through this somatic release. So that's just my experience. If it hadn't been for somatic release breathwork, that type of therapy, I probably would have stayed in my head. There are other therapeutic modalities that are powerful. But from my experience, this has been the most impactful, because it wasn't a healing that was being done to me. It was me taking that full captain's role in my life, taking the helm and saying, we're doing this, and it might get uncomfortable, but we're going to forge ahead. And I know that a deeper layer of my healing is on the other side. And it was. And that is exactly why I do this work. I transitioned from wonderful success in my tech engineering career. Very thankful for the structure of that and the systems in that work. And now I've given myself to the systems of the soma, the understanding of the body, the understanding of the physiology, the biochemistry, the neuroplasticity that happens through this work. It's incredible. And how they're all interconnected. The science and the spirituality, they are married, not separate in this work. So it encompasses all the things that I already was as a professional. The technical aspects, the systems aspects, and then I was a woman of faith and spirituality, and facilitating breath work and coaching in this space is 100% me embodying what I'm called to do. And I facilitate one-on-one. If you are looking for a breakthrough that transcends physiology, psychology, maybe you've used those therapeutic modalities and they have shown you benefit, but you want to take it a little bit deeper. And I facilitate sessions for groups, obviously. But if you are feeling called to this work, and maybe you're interested in plant medicine, but maybe it's not something that's convenient for your life right now, let's connect. And if it's a fit for you, wonderful. And if it's not a fit for you, that's wonderful too. I just want you to have the healing, the revelation, the transformation that you deserve. And deserving is such a sticky word. Maybe we earned it, but I'm not saying that we have to earn this. This is you exist, you're alive, and because we're alive, we need to live our lives to the full. And if you have opportunities to do that, say yes to them. Live life a little bit more full by saying yes to one thing or another. And this could be one of those things. Thanks for listening to my experience. I hope that has brought a little light as to what brought me here. And yeah, reach out.